بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن أبي زيد أسامة بن زيد بن حارثة مولى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وحبه وابن حبه قال. This is a hadith of Abu Zayd Usama bin Zayd ibn Haritha radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Zayd ibn Haritha radiallahu ta'ala anhu was the freed slave of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was the beloved of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Usama was the son of the beloved. He was the son of Zayd radiallahu ta'ala, so he was the beloved of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. It is mentioned that the mother of Usama radiallahu ta'ala anhu, she was a Habshi woman, and she had fed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. Towards the end of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was not well, at that time an army was prepared, and this army, what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made wasiyat that this army must be sent out, it must be dispatched in the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. In that army there were great Sahaba like Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala, but Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had appointed Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala as the Amir of this army, young boy, but made him the Amir of this army. And after the demise of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this Jamaat went out in the path of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Later on, when Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala became the Khalifa, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he had fixed from the Baytul Mal 5,000 for Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala. But his son, Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he only fixed for him 2,000. So Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu ta'ala took objection to this, that I am your son, you fix for me 2,000 from the Baytul Mal. And for Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala anhu, you fix for him 5,000. How is it possible? So he said that Usama radiallahu ta'ala was more beloved to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam than what you are to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said that the father of Usama, Hazrat Zayd radiallahu ta'ala, he was more beloved to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam than your father, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala. So he said, on the basis of this, because of their position, their relationship with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I fixed a much greater amount for Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala than what I had fixed for you. So he held a very, very great position, Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala and Hazrat Zayd radiallahu ta'ala. How Hazrat Zayd radiallahu ta'ala came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and how his family came to fetch him. And Nabi alayhi salam gave him a choice. You can go with your family if you want. And if you want, you can stay. I will not take you out. He said, no, I give preference. I will stay with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but I won't go with my family. So this is the hadith of Hazrat Usama radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He says, Arsalat bintun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hazrat Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, she sent a message to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What message did she send? Inna ibni qad yahtudira fashhadna, that verily my son is on the verge of passing away. Little baby, the child was, so the baby is on the verge of passing away. Fashhadna, so therefore you come. Fa'arsala yuqri'us salam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent back a message, and he sent salam to his daughter Hazrat Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha. Wa yaqul, and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was saying, inna lillahi ma akhad, that verily to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala belongs whatever Allah ta'ala takes. If Allah ta'ala takes the baby away, that belongs to Allah ta'ala. Allah ta'ala takes us away, we all belong to Allah ta'ala. Nothing belongs to us. Our lives also belong to Allah. Our wealth also belongs to Allah. So Allah ta'ala can take anyone whenever Allah ta'ala wants. Walahu ma'ata, and to Allah ta'ala belongs whatever Allah ta'ala has given us. Whatever we got is from Allah, so that also belongs to Allah ta'ala. Wa kullu shay'in indahu bi ajalin musamma, and everything that is from wa kullu shay'in indahu, and everything that is by him, it has a stipulated period and a stipulated time. Our life also is stipulated, how many years we're going to live. Before we were born, it was already written, so many years a person is going to live. He passes away in a motor car accident. We say motor car accident, he passed away. No, your life that was the amount of life that you had. There were 5 people in the car. How come 4 came out alive and only 1 passed away? Because that was the life that he had. A person was shot, he passed away. We say he got shot. In reality, nothing. His time had come to an end. Allah Ta'ala took him away. That just became the means of his death. Initially, Malakul Maut used to come in his physical form, and Malakul Maut used to take the lives of people. But later on, it became very, very difficult. So Allah Ta'ala made it such that now you will blame it on some accident, you will blame it on some sickness, blame it on this and blame it on that. But in reality, the time of a person has come to an end. A car that a person is driving, that also has a stipulated period of time. When that time comes to an end, that car will be written off. That car, that's the end of it. So وَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ عِنْدَهُ بِأَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى. Then Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, فَلْتَصْبِرْ وَلْتَحْتَسِبْ, that make sabr on this difficulty that has come upon you. And for the sabr that you make, you will get great reward in the court of Allah Ta'ala. Have hope of reward. فَأَرْسَلَتْ إِلَيْهِ تُقْسِمُ عَلَيْهِ لَيَأْتِيَنَّهَا. So she sent a message to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, taking a qasam that Nabi alayhi salatu wasallam must definitely come to her, that come to me. فقام ومعه سعد بن عبادة ومعاذ بن جبل وأبي بن كعب وزيد بن ثابت ورجال رضي الله عنهم. He stood up, Nabi alayhi salatu wasallam stood up now to go to Zainab radiallahu anha. And with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was Hazrat Sa'd bin Ubadah radiallahu ta'ala, Hazrat Muaz ibn Jabal radiallahu ta'ala, Hazrat Ubay ibn Ka'b radiallahu ta'ala, Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala, and many Sahaba. So great Sahaba, they went with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to the house of Zainab radiallahu ta'ala. فَرَفَعَ إِلَى رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم الصَّبِي. This child was lifted and given to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فَأَقْعَدَهُ فِي حِجْرِهِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made the child sit in his lap. وَنَفْسُهُ تَقَعْقَعُ. And this child was panting for breath, was having difficulty to breathe. The child couldn't breathe. فَفَاضَتْ عَيْنَاهُ. The eyes of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam started flowing with tears. From here we also come to learn that when a person is in the pangs of death, at the time when he is passing away, if there's a pious person that is somewhere nearby, bring that pious person. As Zainab radiallahu ta'ala called for her father immediately, bring Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So bring the pious person, let him sit there, let him recite Surah Yasin, let him make dua. This will have an effect. Secondly, we learn Nabi alayhi salatu wasallam also cried. When somebody passes away, no problem, we can cry also. Only at that time, don't start complaining, wailing. People sometimes they break things, they say things out that we're not supposed to be saying at that particular instance. So don't say these type of things, but naturally a person cries, no problem whatsoever. Nabi alayhi salam cried. فَقَالَ سَعْدٌ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ مَا هَذَا. Hazrat Sa'd bin Ubadah radiallahu ta'ala said, Ya Rasulullah, what is this? That you are crying also when your grandchild has passed away? So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَقَالَ هَذِهِ رَحْمَةٌ جَعَلَهُ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى فِي قُلُوبِ عِبَادِهِ. This is the rahmat of Allah Ta'ala. And Allah Ta'ala places this rahmat in the hearts of His servant. Meaning when the heart is soft, now the tears are going to flow from the eyes. But if the tears don't come out of the eyes, it's an indication that the heart of a person is still a bit hard. So a soft heart, this is what is required. When we cry, the du'as that come out, that is a receipt that we got from Allah Ta'ala. Your dua is accepted. That is why the tears come out of the eyes of a person. A person, he loses an elderly person, that is also a rahmat of Allah Ta'ala. People that pass away, we don't understand. Maut is actually a rahmat of Allah Ta'ala. If we just have to think a little bit, think that my grandparents are living in the house and all of them are in bed. My great-grandparents are in the house. They all in the bed. Today a person can't even take care of his parents. And if his grandparents are all in the bed, great-grandparents are all in the bed, how difficult life would be. We can't even go anywhere. We can't even do anything. Allah's rahmat. This is Allah's system. Allah Ta'ala takes them away. And life then becomes enjoyable. We can still live in this dunya. A little child that passed away, this is a rahmat of Allah Ta'ala. That child that is taken away, tomorrow on the day of Qiyamah, that child will pull his parents into Jannah. So whether it's the elderly that passed away, whether it is the young that passed away, all this is a rahmat of Allah and this is a system of Allah Ta'ala. وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ, in one narration it comes, فِي قُلُوبِ مَنْ شَاءَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ, that this is the rahmat Allah Ta'ala places in the heart of whoever He wishes from His servants. Those that have this is really the rahmat of Allah. Allah has chosen those people that got a very soft heart. وَإِنَّمَا يَرْحَمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الرُّحَمَاءِ. And Allah Ta'ala only shows His rahmat and His mercy to those servants of His that show rahmat to anybody, to other people. So in other words, when we kind to other people, we will enjoy the rahmat of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And if we can't show rahmat and mercy to other people, we block it off there. So we should show more rahmat to others, so we enjoy the rahmat of Allah Ta'ala all the time. We'll continue from here.